What is up, everybody? My name is DrOolong. I'm the Mad Doctor of Spark. And what you're about to see is me and RoboPresident's match from yesterday. But it was a really good match, and it has a lot of things that I actually wanted to illustrate. So I'm going to try and take a crack at actually commentating this while I watch it back. And talking about some of the differences that I saw, because, as you'll see pretty early on, this is going to be a Bounce Nova versus Health Nova matchup. So RoboPresident was running Health Nova, Hurricane.
We'll see who's wrecking me with this matchup today.
That is true. He was wrecking me, and that's part of the reason why I thought it was so important to go back and illustrate this. So I'm running a Bounce Nova build centered around Bounce Nova. So we got the Tundra, the Majestic Nade, Bounce Nova, and then we also have the Lance. I went with the extra damage Lance, low duration. And then I have a 3-second shield too, actually specifically for the Nova matchup. But you'll see that that actually doesn't help me much throughout this matchup. Meanwhile, Robo is going with, I believe, a speed Wildcat. I don't believe that that's speed Raptor. I think it's just normal Raptor. I'll go ahead and check the damage once I get hit with one of those bullets. And then also using the popping Hurricanes and what was that last weapon he has? Oh, and the hammer. That one does give me a lot of issues. So yeah, so right off the bat, one of the things I do want to talk about, the difference between Health Nova and Bounce Nova. Bounce Nova, you pretty much have to deal with. There's no real way that I know of right now to really get around a well-placed Bounce Nova, or rather, to let it pass over you. You can see me going in with the Tundra there. RoboPresident doing a really good job about standing on the back of this play area, but he does get hit with a Bounce Nova in the meantime. But Health Nova is sort of the opposite. You almost have to ignore it if you even want to go positive. But the difficulty with that in this sort of matchup is that Robo has so many other ways of dealing with my Novas that it really forced me to play a bit more defensively. You can see that he's using the Wildcat there to actually take out the Novas. Let's see if that's... No, I didn't get hit there, sadly. 10 seconds left on the clock, and I'm not looking well. And that's another big weakness with my build right now, is how fast it can do damage. It's not great at dealing damage quickly outside of using that Tundra. RoboPresident goes ahead and takes that first one. So you can see that, I mean, there's nothing that requires RoboPresident to really space out those Novas at all. I really don't have an answer. And you're going to see me now getting a little bit more creative with my Nova placement, trying to avoid the situation where he can use, one or two of his Novas along with something like the Wildcat or the Raptor to just pretty much take him out. For those of you who don't know Nova Math, Nova Math is a fun little term that I like to use to describe how exactly to counterplay on Novas. Another mistake here. I think I'm going to get hit. Oh, I do get hit. I do get hit with that snowball. That's the last thing that Robo has on his build. He has that snowball. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. The Nova map. So Nova into Nova. When you take out a Nova, when you hit a Nova with a Nova, it's left with just enough health to be taken out by a couple Wildcat bullets or one Raptor bullet. You see, I actually get the toss up there, but I don't end up doing a good job. But right now, I don't actually have anything that has enough collision to deal with those Novas. And usually, my strategy against this would just be to dodge them and not worry about them. But I also need to find a way to stop him from destroying my Novas before they can actually have the opportunity to bounce. And I really don't have anything that can do that. RoboPresident actually gets hit with a big laser there. I actually think he stepped out of bounds trying to dodge the laser. But you can see that my Novas are so squishy, especially when they do get hit by Robo's Novas, that there's pretty much nothing stopping Robo from deleting my Novas until they reach his side of the play area. Because either he immediately gets them, or his Nova comes off of cooldown fast enough that he can actually just send another line of Novas through. And then I really don't have that luxury in reverse. I have to use 3 Raptor bullets to take it out after they collide. And I do take that second round.
Oh shit, those hurricanes. Fuck those hurricanes, man.
I'm actually not getting hit as much by the hurricanes as I thought I was, which is interesting because I felt those hurricanes the entire matchup. All right, go ahead and I push him into the corner with the Majestic, and then I go in, but those Novas just doing so much work, and now I'm the one who's trapped, having to force a Tundra bullet on them. Tundra actually not doing horrible collision, but still not doing great collision at all. And see, and by the time I even get my combo up again, he's already got the health Novas out, and now I have to play around his health Novas. And even if it's not doing damage to me, which it didn't, it's disrupting me, and it's positioning me exactly how Robo wants it. You can see I'm gonna try and use the beams here to take out one of those. That was a big mistake too, bringing that reduced duration laser into this matchup. This is definitely the sort of matchup where I needed the extra duration. Because it's just hurting my combo. Rather, hurting the amount of time that my combo actually stays up and threatens Robo. And again, another opportunity where I'm having to use the Tundra for its collision rather than for damage. And that is really hurting my damage output. You're gonna notice in a lot of these sets that, you know, we're going all the way to the timer. Robo's a very good defensive player. He's very good at having the responses. I'm kind of glad that he's picking up Nova. That fast.
Oh, nice dodging.
Oh my
Nice
fuck.
dodging. Thank you.
You're not making it easy on me.
Another piece of Nova math for you is that one full Raptor clip will go ahead and take out a normal Nova. And although that isn't the cleanest trade in the world, it technically does go positive as far as cooldowns are concerned. And Robo hugging the back of his play area there is gonna make easy work of dodging my Tundras, and that's gonna be game one right there. So again, you know, I'm getting maybe just below half health in this matchup. And Robo is looking mighty healthy. And that just goes to show how hard it is to deal with health Nova. I mean, I have the shield, I have a Raptor, I don't really have much else collision past here. And you're gonna see me start to get desperate in these next couple games, and that's only gonna be downhill from here. So we got those Novas coming in from different directions, but they're both gonna hit Robo on the back of his play area, and by the time that I can even muster up my forces, and stepping out of bounds actually to do so, that's how desperate I'm getting at this point. Robo already not only has his Nova up again to deal with mine, but also didn't even need to be on the back of his play area.
I hear it. I don't see it.
And it's just kind of sit there. Again, I remember feeling this way last night while we were playing. I'm not really getting a lot of opportunities to come out with a full combo here. I kind of have to piecemeal stuff, and it really hurts my build. You see, by the time I even get my stuff off cooldown, I'm trying to fire back with those Novas, but it's forcing me to not only position myself in a way that Robo really wants, but also it's forcing me to use my Nova more defensively, which with Bounce Nova, I really actually don't want to do. You can see that Nova is going completely wide, and the reason being is because I had to put it up defensively in order to deal with his Nova. And see, by the time I even get that Tundra out, by the time I even have an opportunity to fire back, he's gonna go ahead and have his Nova completely ready to go. I'm gonna run into a whole bunch of hurricanes here. I can feel it. Oh no, I guess I did. Yep, I'm hitting stuff piecemeal, but the rest of his cooldowns are on. The rest of his weapons are on such a low cooldown that he can actually cycle his Nova faster than mine. And again, usually my suggestion to people with health Nova is, well, just dodge. Like, just dodge it. Like, what is he going to do? But in this case, I actually have such a hard time getting past the Novas with the beams and with the Tundra not doing well into the Nova that it's really hard for me to just ignore those. trying to use the shield to take it out there. This is going to be one of the times I actually managed to get that Tundra combo off that I wanted to, but I have to worry about being defensive right in the middle of it. I guess my point here is that, you know, it's good to remember that Nova is sort of a hybrid weapon. It's defensive and it's also, ooh, that's a nice shot right there. It's defensive, but it becomes offensive if your opponent refuses to deal with it. And Health Nova and Bounce Nova are the two ends of that spectrum. Health Nova is entirely a defensive thing, you know? It does have offensive abilities, and honestly, I think that it's the best attachment right now for the Nova. Ooh, I'm really surprised I didn't get hit from the hurricane. Because usually Nova excels when it's being disruptive, you know? Again, it's not just forcing me to play around his Novas and try and dodge it as much as I can. But it's also preventing me from getting my combo off, especially talking about stuff like the health ones. I caught him at the front of his play area there, but still didn't manage to get through with that Tundra. And by the time I get my combo up again, he's firing out the Novas. I mean, he's pretty much using it right off of cooldown and it's doing nothing but surfacing that. Another thing to talk about is how good he's doing at taking out my Novas. If you're having trouble with Health Novas, or if you're having trouble with Bounce Novas, then you need to find a way to actually apply collision within your build. Oh, and I actually managed to take that.
I don't
Very
believe
nice.
it,
I thought that
actually.
most of those rounds
Little
were
laser pop.
2 out of 3. Anyways,
Little laser pop, I knew it.
but yeah, and I should probably update those scores then, because that apparently does affect the VRML scorecasting. And you see, I used my entire combo there, and now what I really want to do is I want to ignore those Novas and just let them pass right over. But, you know, Robo's doing a great job of actually getting rid of my Novas in the first place and firing back with his own. I'm not even getting an opportunity to use the bounce because there is no bounce. He just destroys them with either the Raptor as it comes off the cooldown or with the hammer when it comes off the cooldown. Ooh. That forcing me to use my shield there, which maybe wanted to keep the shield for the rest of this. And again, he's applying this pressure so well that I'm having to apply my Novas defensively rather than offensively. I actually did something good there, comboing up the Nova with the shield. That's what I really should have been doing and really should have been focusing on in this matchup, was seeing what Novas did get hit, because it still requires 2 Novas to take out mine, but they're left over with more health. But at that point, they are within shielding range. And see, he's just grouping them up. I mean, he doesn't have to fear them grouping up because, you know, with me and my build, I have to focus on, you know, using the shield and the Nova, not just the shield, which usually that would be my main defense. I try and put up the laser there, and the Novas are coming out so quick that there's really nothing I can do. Having to use my own Nova to take out his. And see, even him using the Wildcat to take out my Nova. I mean, he's doing a good job of prioritizing. He knows what he needs to look out for, what my build relies on, and there we go. GG's. All right, last match here. Spoiler alert, this is going to be only 3 matches in this set.
No, I'm good. I'm running with this.
All right. Okay.
Riding you close but no cigar. I'm fine running on that.
In case you didn't hear that, Robo's asking me if I want to swap. Looking back on it, again, what I probably should have done was I probably should have swapped out the Lance for something else. My Lance does get hard shut down by the Nova. Not necessarily the Majestic Nade. The Majestic Nade can get around those Novas. That Majestic Nade in this patch has honestly been my replacement for the Avanade too. It's on a shorter cooldown, it does a great job of positioning your opponent, and a lot of people aren't grabbing it recently. And even if they do, in my build specifically, I usually can set out a Nova and throw the nade into the Nova and not have to worry about it. Hopefully I'll be able to show that at some point here. That extra health snowball really hurting me as well. In the times that, I mean, you know, these matches are all being decided. I think this is going to be the one where he pretty much shuts me down here. Most of these matches are being decided by time, and when those snowballs are doing 15 damage apiece and I'm getting hit with them so repeatedly, it really did decide a lot in this matchup. Now, this is one of the few times that I'm actually going to catch Robo without a Nova. But by the time that I get everything out, again, he's got the Nova up, ready to go, ready to shut down the Lance. And I really don't have much of a solution here. I think at this point, I had it in my mind that if I wanted to get around his Nova, I would have to stop using mine.
No.
The last 5 seconds here, almost taking him out. Not quite. And there we are. Again, I'm having to use so much of my build, not necessarily defensively, more so just to answer what he throws at me, that by the time I actually get my combo off, I really don't have much juice left in the tank. See, again, I want to be going in here, but he takes out all of my Novas with that hammer and with the, I believe it was the Raptor. And once those Novas are gone, this is a Nova-centric build that I'm running here. So, you know, I really don't have any answers if I don't have that Nova acting as a hazard on the field. I get hit with a lot of damage there. We don't see the health bars, but I get hit with a lot of damage there. And that's pretty much going to seal this matchup in the last minute or so here. Again, sort of a war of attrition, but what did I want to take away from this? Number one, in any Nova matchup, you've got two solutions to Nova. You either deal with it or you let it slide by, right? And if your opponent's running Bounce Nova, you really don't have a choice. You gotta deal with it somehow, right? Either with a shield or with the hammer or another weapon on a lower cooldown that does a lot of collision. Getting hit with another great snowball here. He does a great job about hiding his snowballs within those Novas. So yeah, and then second of all, you know, if you're cycling efficiently with Nova or with any high cooldown weapon, you'd be surprised at how quick you get that the cooldown done. I get a lucky Tundra shot there, honestly, because somehow I managed to slip through the three Novas that he did put down. The second thing here is that the Nova attachments have definitely made it much better, much more of a viable weapon choice. You know, you can see the health Nova doing work, and although the Bounce Nova hasn't done a ton of work, we're about to see one maybe here, maybe here. There we go. We finally get to see a Bounce Nova as well as he ducks down into it, and that isn't going to decide the game, but it's going to be very, very, very close. So yeah, highly would suggest running some of the Nova attachments if you haven't already. And then really third of all, it's worth knowing when to hold and when to go forward. The best times here were when I managed to actually think about how I was using my Novas and how to pair it with other weapons to get up to that collision. Again, Nova math has changed now that there is a Nova with 90 health. And just having to get used to that. So, yeah, congratulations to my opponent, RoboPresident. Great playing you, man. Awesome to see that you have finally come to the Nova side of things. This is the defensive meta that you've been looking for, at least I hope it is. I've been DrOolong, and just remember, a doctor day keeps the assholes away. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week for more VRML matches.